This next song is about an old violin at an auction. And the old violin is old and beat up and not worth much. And so it's bid off at a low price, hardly worth anything. And halfway through the bidding, an old man comes forward who's a master violinist. And he cleans off the instrument, he tunes it up, and he plays out something so beautiful that it raises the value dramatically. You know, our lives are like this old violin. We're beat up and scarred with sin. We're out of tune because of the mistakes we've made. You know, when our Master Jesus Christ comes into our lives, he cleans us up and makes our lives something truly beautiful. You know, our worth isn't based on what people think. It's not based on what they see in us. It's not based on what we think. So our true value is based on how our Master sees us and the work he does in our lives. Well, it was battered and scarred in the auction, you felt it was hardly worth his while to waste much time on the old violin, but he held it up with a smile. It sure ain't much, but it's all we got left. I guess we ought to sell it too. Now who'll start the bid on the old violin? Just one more and we'll be through. And then he cried, one, give me $1, who make it two? Only $2, who make it three? $3 twice, now that's a good price. Who's got a bid for me? Raise up your hand, don't wait any longer. The auction's about to end. Who's got for just $1 more to bid on this old violin? Well, the air was hot and the people stood around while the sun was setting low. From the back of the crowd, a gray-haired man came forward and picked up the bow. He wiped the dust from the old violin and tightened up the strings. And then he played out a melody pure and sweet, sweet as the angels sing. Then the music stopped and the auctioneer, in a voice that was quiet and low, he said, what am I bid for this old violin? Then he held it up with the bow. And then he cried, one, give me 1,000, who make it two? Only 2,000, who make it three? 3,000 twice, now that's a good price. Come on, who's got a bid for me? The people cried out, what made the change? We don't understand. The auctioneer stopped and said with a smile, it was a touch of the master's hand. Now you know many a man with a life out of tune is battered and scarred with sin, and he's auctioned off cheap to a thankless world, much like the old violin. And then the master comes and the foolish crowd, they can never understand the worth of a soul and the change that is wrought by just the touch of the master's hand. And then he cried, one, give me 1,000, who make it two? Only 2,000, who make it three? 3,000 twice, now that's a good price. Come on, who's got a bid for me? The people cried out, what made the change? We don't understand. The auctioneer stopped and said with a smile, it was a touch in the master's hand. And then he cried, one, give me 1,000, who make it two? Only 2,000, who make it three? 3,000 twice, now that's a good price. Who's got a bid for me? The people cried out, what made the change? We don't understand. smile, it was a touch of the master's hand. It was a touch of the master's hand. It was a touch of the master's